that was a mistake that we should not repeat. So not only should we be setting aside funds for next year, but we should also be strategically planning how we avoid these kind of cuts in future downturns to make sure that at a time when people are unemployed and kids are off school and need libraries even more, that we don't cut them. Secondly, to the topic of the animal shelter, as of course has been mentioned, myself and my two colleagues have been pushing for this very hard and absolutely support the funding to continue the improvements to the animal shelter. I will just make one edit, which is in the proposed budget spreadsheet. It lists those funds being given to the police department, and since the city council has now passed the resolution to move the animal shelter out of the police department, we should just change the designation, keep the money the same, but just change it to show that it is moving out of the police department. In addition, we had a group of local businesses that came to speak about their concerns that they were not getting the business support they need as change is happening along the East 14th International Corridor. And I think this raises for us an important question that we need to look at funding going forward for what we do now that redevelopment is gone. In the past, the types of things that these businesses are asking for would have been funded out of redevelopment funds, and we still have a little bit of those left, but most of them have been taken away by the state. But their concerns are legitimate, and the things they're asking for are things we've done on past projects using redevelopment money, and so they don't deserve a cold shoulder. They deserve a response that supports the businesses as change happens on the corridor, and we need a strategy now after redevelopment for how we do that. In addition, I wanted to share with folks, I don't know if people are aware, but the Oakland City Charter requires that we conduct a disparity study to make sure that we are fully utilizing all of our businesses in our contracts, and especially to make sure that women-owned and minority-owned businesses are not being discriminated against. And we don't have a currently valid disparity study because there are certain legal requirements as to when they have to be done. And so I just wanted to call our attention to that as we prepare to further discuss the budget. In addition, and I'll say this till after other people talk because I want to bring up the department to ask them questions about it, but our litter pickup is clearly still woefully inadequate, and there's been some questions as to whether our strategic targeting of how we're doing litter removal is working. So I'll wait till other folks have had to turn in the queue, but then I'll want to ask the department some questions about ways to strengthen our litter removal and illegal dumping enforcement tactics. Thank you.
Mr. Cole?
Thank you, Madam President.